We knew this game represents so many different things to so many different people. And, we knew that with, whatever we let out with, there was going to be strong opinions. We were ready for everything.
The new trailer for a Minecraft movie is here to tell us that from Mojang's juggernaut of creativity, the sky's the limit. Or I should say, the skybox is the limit.
Don't I know it?
Minecraft has dabbled in story content here and there, but the insanely popular series that brought crafting mechanics to the masses is all about imagination. And with Jack Black and Jason Momoa leading the charge, a Minecraft movie is an adventure tailor-made for the big screen. So when there are infinite possibilities for a Minecraft movie, where do you even begin? Director Jared Hess and Mojang's Torfi Frans Ólafsson joined us to talk about adapting the game and how the movie aims to build a relationship with the fans. There's that line in the trailer from Steve. It's the first line in the trailer, actually. It's when he says,
"As a child, I yearned for the mines."
And I love how that sort of speaks to him as this sort of stand-in character for Minecraft super fans.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, I think everybody yearns for the mines. They just don't know it yet.
Well, the challenge with adapting Minecraft, unlike perhaps adapting Tomb Raider or Mario or something like that, is that you have characters that are already defined. We know what they want, we know what they're afraid of, we know what they need. But Steve, the kind of Minecraft default characters, and there are more default characters, but for many years it was Steve. He's an open slate. He's like an empty page that you write your story on. But that was also an opportunity. So casting Jack Black as Steve, maybe you hadn't imagined Jack Black as Steve, but this is the Steve, which is Jack Black, if you know what I mean. Because I'm Steve, and you're Steve, and Jared's Steve, and everybody has been Steve, and this one is the Jack Black Steve. For him, we felt that he should kind of have the joy and kind of the curiosity and the fun and the humor that we have kind of seen in the Minecraft community over the years, like through our YouTube videos and all of their creations. But he's also an expert. But he's an expert in the world as it is. So he's an expert in the world as it is. He knows how to build everything that's already kind of in the game. And then you kind of just pose Henry as the person who brings something new into the game.
Jared, you've obviously got Jack Black here. It's almost 20 years after Nacho Libre, which is just crazy. How was that reunion for you? And how did Jack's status as this very prolific gamer in his own right help out the production?
Look, Jack is as method as it gets. I mean, he was in his trailer. Anytime he had like a break, he was just slaying it in the overworld, playing. Like Torfi put together like a special server just for the crew. And I'd pop in there to go over the scene in the morning, and he would be dressed as Steve playing the game. And it was kind of a surreal thing to behold. His love of the game, his love of gaming, his love of the character, and his love of film was kind of the perfect combination.
There are dark forces who want to destroy this world. If we want to stop them, we're going to need to create something amazing.
We've obviously got this new trailer that we're talking about. I do want to touch back on the first trailer a little bit, because that was our first look at what you guys were planning for this movie. I think first reactions are always a little bit extreme in one direction or another. How did you feel seeing audiences react to that first trailer?
We knew this game represents so many different things to so many different people. And, we knew that with, whatever we let out with, there was going to be strong opinions across the spectrum of what people were expecting, what they wanted it to be. Again, it's like everybody brings their own special personal connection to the game. And so we were ready for everything. One thing is we kind of do more and more marketing and more trailers, giving people context of the bigger picture of the movie and the story, I think helps so much. And so as we get closer to the release, we're just really excited to be able to continue to give that kind of context and what we're doing. And again, how this was a film made by people who love the game, know the game, and just want to celebrate it in the most fun, ridiculous way possible.
Yeah, both that, 100%. There was a lot of comments. There was a lot of reading. Read a lot of comments and a lot of Reddits and a lot of X posts and whatnot. A lot of people were surprised that it was live action. That was one of the things. Why is it live action? Why isn't it animated? And I think a lot of people were expecting that. And just the fact that it was live action and like real life characters and physical sets, didn't feel right with them. It was in their imagination. They've been playing it for a very long time, and they kind of projected and seen a bunch of content, obviously, that's been made by both by us, by the community. We made Minecraft story mode. We made animated content before, and there's a lot of it out there. But that was also one of the reasons why the filmmakers wanted to go with live action rather than animated, rather than do something that's been done kind of before. And this movie's been in kind of development for a very, very long time. You know, a lot of the people who will see it will not have been born. You know, were not born when, you know, the first contracts and the first discussions were had. And it was always going to be live action. YouTubers and creators can make a lot of really cool stuff. You can make a lot of just really cool animated stuff really easily and cheaply today with modern day software. There's probably not a lot of YouTubers out there that could build something and create something this big and kind of try to explore this wish fulfillment or wish fantasy of what it is like to yourself be in a physical, tangible Minecraft universe, a Minecraft world.
The reaction that immediately came to mind for me were movies like, and these are animated movies, but I think you see what I'm getting at here, like the Lego Movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, Into the Spider-Verse. These are movies that have a very particular art style that needs to be given the breath to survive a little bit. So is there an element of just like you have to see it to believe it that's going on here?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, one of the great things are very early test screenings when, you know, none of the visual effects are done and you're just catching kind of glimpses of what it's going to be. There's a lot of pre-viz and post-viz, and everything's really, really as rough as it can be. I mean, one of the amazing things is our first bit of feedback with audiences was like, oh my gosh, this looks great. Like the way that it's been translated into a live action hybrid has just been playing fantastic. And so knowing just how amazing it's been playing with super diehard fans of the game is really, really exciting. And again, it's all about context. When you see the movie and how you get into it and see how it's celebrated and all the laughs and adventure, it's just a blast.
Yeah, it was a little frustrating. We get all the feedback from the surveys, from the test screenings, and people are like, this is nothing like the trailer. This movie is awesome. So with this trailer, we're trying to make that right, and it's all about context.
Yeah, it's the relationship people have had with the game and what everybody in their own mind imagines differently what a movie could be. And in the same way that, again, so many amazing content creators have just iterated and expanded the universe in their own special way. And so, you know, being inspired by that, it's like we've done the same, which is fun.
Jared, I read in another interview that you invoked some of the feeling that you got after the first trailer came out. You invoked ugly Sonic a little bit, which for our audience it's a very particular thing when they hear that. Was there anything out of that first trailer that made you guys go back and say, is there something that we can adjust here that might allow for the fans' voices here?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. We care deeply about the Minecraft community, and we listen. Like we're taking that and making it work with you know the path that we've been on. It's great. It just shows you how passionate the community is, and we are just as passionate. And so it's fun to ingest it and see how we can apply some of that early feedback. But again, I think the biggest thing is context. You know, it's like in the original teaser, you'd see Jason Momoa, boom, you know, using a hammer at the crafting table. It's like, wait a minute, what's this idea? But it's the way that you have to kind of dramatize it for live action. It's like having just a user inventory screen. It's like, that's gameplay and that's amazing, but how do you get the visceral action of crafting something? How do you make that a physical thing that a character can do? So there were all of those kind of details that out of context seem like total sacrilege, but actually in the context of the movie worked great and honors the game in a new way. And for us, it just felt really fun to take a group of unlikely heroes, underdogs, and throw them into this world and put them on this crazy adventure, and ultimately having them kind of experience, you know, as you create in the game, but being able to craft your own destiny. We just kind of took that concept and ran with it.
It's not ashamed at all of its roots and feels like a real celebration of a game that has a really special place in pop culture at this point. It feels almost ubiquitous to the point where there are parents who grew up playing the game who are now introducing it to their kids. I want to know maybe how much license that feels like it gives you to really dive into not just the specifics of the game, but the culture around the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's sensitive because I'm one of those parents. I didn't, as you can see, I'm too old to have grown up with it, but like started playing it shortly after it came out, and then like played it with my kids. And I also appreciate that this is people's like childhood memories. And this is stuff that's very close to them. I would say it's similar to, working with big IPs like something like Star Wars that already is defined. But the problem is that we don't have a Minecraft movie yet. So rather than having a movie to go back to that they all connect to and think that's the one, each person has their own interpretation of what the game is based on the adventures that they have, based on how they modded it, what shaders they used, or resource packs, or which servers they played on. So it's so radically different. So we've taken an approach to kind of found it very firmly in what we all refer to as vanilla Minecraft, like the unmodified Minecraft. One of the characters of the movie, the young character Henry, he enters the world and is kind of a creator and a maker in the real world. And his character then represents the maker or the modder or the builder coming into this world. And as a result, we're going to see some really classic stuff that we want to see, zombies, creepers, endermen, and that kind of stuff. And then we're going to see some new stuff that Henry made. And I know, people may go like, wait, that's not in the game. But anybody who's played Minecraft for a while has usually installed some sort of resource pack or mod or changed it in some way for themselves. And that's what this character is doing.
For me, I'll never forget the first time my kids started playing the game, and there was just raucous laughter coming from our TV room. And, my kids were building stuff, they were playing with their friends, and they were pranking each other. They were blowing up each other's builds. And it was so ridiculous. It was like, man, that's such a key component of the game. It's just that fun, ridiculous spirit where you can do anything, and it's very absurd. And we want to celebrate that, and we do that, in the film with the things that our characters do, what they encounter. And as we say, as long as you can do it with blocks and figure out what you want to build on the crafting table with new recipes, like that's something that we lean into. In the film, it's like, what would a kid do? What would he bring from Earth? How would he kind of mod that situation and create something totally new that we haven't seen before?
A wonderland where anything you can imagine is possible. As long as what you imagine can be built out of blocks.
Did you use the game at all to previs any sequences in the movie?
Yes. Constantly. It's funny, we have this thing called the virtual art department, which is almost like a 3D kind of VR world that lets us with the camera go in and kind of map out our shots and how our practical sets, how we were integrating it with set extension and building out the world. And so many times, one of our operators of the bad system, he grew up playing Minecraft. And so sometimes we would go, oh man, it would be cool if we did this. And we would go right into the game and build something on the spot. Like, well, maybe this redstone contraption could do this. And so it was very one-to-one, like the stuff that we have built in the film, you can do in the game, and made sure that translation was pretty one-to-one. So yes, the short answer is all the time. We were constantly pre-vising with the game. Like Torfi instantly always had his like laptop ready to go with the game and trying stuff out about what we could do and bring into the world. So yeah, it was a massive tool to be able to use that.
This place makes no sense.
Minecraft is obviously a property that is beloved by all ages, and I want to make sure that as a 33-year-old guy that I'm also giving the floor to members of our audience that are a little bit younger. I do have a few questions from a Minecraft superfan. His name is Elliot, and he is this many years old. His first question, how did those real people get into Minecraft?
Oh boy, they found something called an Earth portal, and it was a bridge between our world and the overworld. And so it's a new kind of portal that is in the movie, and it'll blow your mind. We probably all wish we had a portal in our house or in our backyard that would take us to the Minecraft overworld, but that's how.
Yeah, they didn't all want to go through it.
That's right.
There's one more thing you need to know.
Great. Now it's dark.
That feel quick to anyone else?
His second question, are there netherite pickaxes? But then he actually said he doesn't care about that and wants to know if the characters will build a big castle. But maybe you could answer both.
Steve builds a lot of stuff, yeah. But all the pickaxes are represented. We have wood, we have iron, we have stone, we have gold, we have diamond, and we have netherite.
I think you'll have to come find out how we answer that. Elliot, those are great questions, bud.
Welcome to the overworld.
A Minecraft movie hits theaters on April 4th, 2025, but if you just can't wait to get your Minecraft fix, we have plenty of great guides content on IGN.com.
What's this junk?
An ender pearl.
Teleport you to wherever you throw it.
Yeah, right.
And that was the only one I had.